I want to be the best well-rounded athlete I can be, and this is one of those challenges that I think I had been putting off for myself," said the queen of hurdling, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone.
Femke Bol just walked away from a throne she ruled without question, and the track world froze. Her leap into the 800 set off a wave of disbelief that even Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone could feel. Nobody expected a champion at her peak to flip the script this hard. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss the latest track news.
Femke Bol revealed that she and her coach plan to take on the 800 next season.
On October 10th, 2025, Femke Bol dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. The two-time world 400-meter hurdles champion and indoor 400-meter world record holder announced she's leaving the event that made her a star and moving up to the 800 meters, and she's not testing the waters. She's going all in, starting immediately. Bol made the announcement through a 1-minute 45-second Instagram Reels video that was equal parts emotional and inspiring. She opened an old diary of hers, revealing one of her personal mantras: "Get comforty being uncomfortable and push past your fears and limits. Active, aggressive, and take risks." Then, speaking in Dutch, she said, "Now it's time for a new chapter. I'm moving to the 800 meters." But this wasn't some impulsive decision made on a whim. Bol explained, "I've learned so much from hurdling, and I really loved it. It will always have a special place in my heart. But I'm ready for the next challenge, a new stimulus, a completely different kind of race. It's different from what I'm used to in the 400-meter hurdles, and I'm really excited to explore that." She ended the video with a powerful statement. "I've always loved this quote: 'If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.' And I definitely think that's the case here."
How quick can Femke Bol go in Le Show de France? It's fast! It's very fast! 50.96.
Now, to understand why this is such a massive deal, you need to understand just how dominant Femke Bol has been. Her 400-meter hurdles personal best of 50.95 seconds is the European record and makes her the second fastest woman of all time. She's won 2 World Championship gold medals in 2023 and 2025, most recently defending her title in Tokyo in September with a time of 51.54 seconds. She's also got 2 Olympic bronze medals from Tokyo 2020 and Paris 2024, plus Olympic gold in the 4x400-meter mixed relay at Paris. And here's the kicker. She's won 30 consecutive Diamond League 400-meter hurdles, races 30 in a row. That's absolute dominance. But there's one person Bol has never been able to beat: Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. The American superstar is the 2-time Olympic champion and world record holder, and in the 3 times they've raced individually, McLaughlin-Levrone has won every single time. The gap between them is vast. Between the two of them, they've run the 9 fastest times in the history of the event. While Bol dominates everyone else on the planet, she can't close that gap with Sydney. And that's where the motivation for this switch becomes crystal clear. As one analysis put it, in the 440 hurdles, it seems unlikely that Bol will ever surpass McLaughlin-Levrone. But the 800 meters? That's totally new territory. And at this point, the possibilities seem limitless. Olympic gold? World record? Sure, why not? But this decision didn't come overnight. After the Paris Olympics, Bol sat down with her coach, Laurent Muley, at a meet in Lausanne to reflect on her performance. And here's where it gets interesting. They both independently came up with the same idea to try the 800. Bol admitted, "On one hand, I got butterflies thinking I wanted to switch straight away, but I also started thinking that I needed to let my emotions calm down a bit." It's such a big step. I really wanted to think about it. So they made a plan. They decided she'd take the entire 2025 season to think it over and have one last year with the hurdles. Knowing it would be her final year, Bol revealed, "We've known pretty much this whole season that it would be my last season." Now, you might be wondering, why not just move to the flat 400 meters? After all, Bol holds the indoor world record at 49.17 seconds. But she was surprisingly honest about why that didn't appeal to her. She told reporters, "I don't enjoy the 400 meters enough. That event focuses even more on speed, which is one of my weaker points. I rely on endurance. The training she dislikes most is speed work, and the 400 would require even more of that. Make no mistake, Bol knows this is a massive risk. She openly admitted, although it's a risk because I know the level that I am, and I know how to run a good 400-meter hurdles, and I have no clue for the 800-meter, I feel way more insecure for this season than any other season. She added, I'm going into it as a rookie because I have no idea how fast I can go. I just hope people don't expect me to run a world record in my first race because that's impossible. And the 800-meter field she's entering, it's absolutely stacked. Keely Hodgkinson of Great Britain is the reigning Olympic champion who ran 1 minute 54.61 seconds in 2024. Making her the 6th fastest of all-time. Kenya's Lilian Odira broke the world championship record with 1 minute 54.62 seconds in Tokyo. Georgia Hunter Bell, Hodgkinson's training partner, took world silver with 1 minute 54.90 seconds. These women are running times as fast as the 1980s, an era notorious for doping scandals. The competition is absolutely brutal. But here's where it gets exciting. Bol might actually have the physical tools to compete at this level. Her coach Muley pointed out something fascinating. When I look at this challenge and I hear some athletes who are running 51 seconds on the 400 saying, oh, that's a good pace to open a fast 800 and you are comfortable opening 55 and 56, imagine someone who is running 49 indoors. I see it as a big chance, and that no one with those qualities has made this switch. The longest interval Bol has ever run in training is 600 meters indoors, where she ran 1 minute 23 seconds all out and completely alone. The world record for 600 meters indoors is 1 minute 23.41 seconds, set by Hodgkinson in 2023. She's already right there with the best in the world, and she hasn't even trained specifically for the distance yet. The athletics world's reaction has been incredible. Hodgkinson herself revealed that Bol actually texted her before making the announcement public. She said, she actually texted me before she announced it. She wanted to, be a really good friend. So we have been friends for a long time, and I really respect our friendship, and yeah, I think it's really brave and courageous. On Instagram, Hodgkinson commented, can't wait to share the start line. Even Marilady Paulino, the Dominican Republic's Olympic 400-meter champion, commented saying, excellent. I'm also thinking of trying it next year, but only as a test. Muley has been planting this idea in Bol's mind for years, and he's confident in her chances. He explained, as a coach, you're not bringing an athlete who did everything to win for years in her event to something where the risk would be big to fail. I can see in training and I can see in her qualities everything to become a successful 800-meter runner. The goal is clear, peak at the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. That gives Bol 3 years to learn a completely new event, master the tactics, and compete against the best in the world. And she's not going halfway. As she put it, I'm also a bit tunnel vision sometimes, so the moment I am focusing on hurdles, I'm all in on hurdles. Now that I'm focused on the 800-meter, I will be all in for the 800-meter. I don't want to do half. The 400-meter hurdles chapter is closed.
She fell on the first night, but like the great champion she is, she has risen to conquer all.
Femke Bol, the Dutch superstar who has owned the 400-meter hurdles, is changing events. She's making the 800-meter her main focus starting in 2026. This wasn't a small decision. Femke Bol herself called it a big change, it's uncertain and challenging, but she also made it clear that she is ready to put in the work and enjoy this new journey. To understand how huge this is, you have to look at what she's leaving behind. Femke Bol is, without a doubt, one of the 2 best 400-meter hurdlers to ever live. She's the 2-time world champion. She successfully won her 2nd title in Tokyo just this past September. She also won the Diamond League 5 times in a row, meaning she was unbeatable in that event for years. The only thing she didn't win in the individual hurdles was the Olympic gold.
Partner Jasmine Jones trying to stay on terms with Femke Bol, but in the final hurdle, Femke Bol opens up a massive gap on the American. It's Femke Bol, but versus the clock. Another gold for the Netherlands, another gold for Femke Bol.
She took home the bronze in both the Tokyo and Paris Olympics, but she did get that Olympic gold, anchoring her country, the Netherlands, to victory in the mixed 4x400-meter relay in Paris. She's won so much that she even admitted, "I do think I achieved pretty much everything I could dream of on the 400-meter hurdles except for Olympic gold." Her personal best time of 50.95 seconds is the European record and makes her the second fastest woman in history. The rivalry between her and America's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone defined the entire event for years. Between those two, they have run the 9 fastest times in history. That shows you the kind of talent Femke Bol is. So why quit when you're on top? Why walk away from guaranteed medals? Well, Bol is only 25 years old, and she says the timing is everything. She told a reporter, "I'm still young, I'm mentally, physically, feeling really fit, and it's a really big challenge. That's also why I want to do it while I still feel at my best." She was ready for something new, a new impulse, new kind of training, new kind of racing. This decision came after the Paris Olympics. She and her coach, Laurent Muley, both came up with the idea around the same time. She took the whole of 2025 to really think about it and have closure with my hurdles. She knows the risk is huge. She said she feels way more insecure for this season than any other season because she knows how to run a perfect hurdles race, but for the 800 meters, she has no clue. Still, she felt so fulfilled with what she did in the hurdles that she was ready for this huge step to test her limits. The first person to officially welcome Femke Bol to the 800-meter event was the current queen of the distance, Great Britain's Keely Hodgkinson. Keely is the reigning Olympic 800-meter champion, and she replied to Femke's Instagram post with a very short and excited message. "Can't wait to share the start line." But she said even more in an interview later. Keely was full of praise, calling the move really brave and courageous. She pointed out that the 800-meter has been really firing lately, with girls running insanely fast times. And she commended Bol for taking that step. Keely believes Femke has got the talent to do really well in the 8. Now that's respect between rivals. Femke Bol is not just joining any race, she is jumping into a true pressure cooker. The women's 800 meters is full of amazing talent right now. For example, in the last World Championships in Tokyo, Kenya's Lilian Odira won the gold medal in an incredibly fast time of 1 minute, 54.62 seconds. Keely Hodgkinson herself has run 1 minute, 54.61 seconds, and her training partner, Georgia Hunter-Bell, also ran under 1 minute, 55 seconds to take the silver medal. These are some of the fastest times we have seen in decades. Femke Bol's best time in the 800 meters is only 2 minutes, 19.51 seconds, and she ran that back in 2017 when she was just a junior athlete. She is truly starting over. She considers herself a beginner in the 800-meter event because she has no experience racing those 2 laps. The Dutch national record is 1 minute 55.54 seconds. Femke Bol has a long way to go just to catch up to the best Dutch runner ever, let alone the world's best. Luckily, Bol still has her longtime coach Laurent Muley by her side, and he is extremely confident. Muley believes Bol can succeed because of her running technique, strength, and personality. He noted that for a sprinter, Femke has really good endurance and an efficient way of running. He is not afraid of the challenge, but he knows they need to be smart. He explained that the biggest change in their training will be focusing more on the aerobic part, which means building up her running base. He said he's going to have to tell her to run slower and focus on doing more and more volume, and not running faster and faster. That is a difficult thing for a world champion sprinter to hear. The good news is that they won't cut out everything from the 400-meter hurdles. They will still do some hurdle drills just for fun and to keep her coordination and running technique sharp. But the message is clear. The 400-meter hurdles chapter is closed for now. Bol is all in on the 800-meter. Many people wondered why she didn't switch to the flat 400-meter event, especially since she broke the world indoor record in the 400-meter flat. Bol explained that while the 400 meters is an option, she dislikes the training it requires. That event focuses more on pure top-end speed, which she admits is one of her weaker points. She prefers events that rely more on endurance. She said she had butterflies in my stomach when she thought about the 800 meters, but not for the 400 meters. She wants to be fueled by passion, and the 800 meter gave her that excitement. So, what does this look like in 2026? Coach Muley says that for the first year, they will need time to prepare and adapt. They want to be sure to prepare a good base during the winter. They are aiming to start with smaller meets. Bol will first need to run a few 800-meter races to even be able to get into the major competitions with the great names. They will assess her progress before deciding what events she can do at the 2026 World Indoor Championships in Poland and the European Athletics Championships in Birmingham, UK in August 2026 is a definite goal to test herself. The coach is confident she will run fast times eventually. The harder part will be teaching her how to be competitive in a championship environment, especially with all the tactical races that the 800-meter is famous for. The final goal is the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Muley said, "We have 3 years on the way to Los Angeles, and that gives quite some time to give some experiences, and in 2028 to be ready to battle for the medals." Bol is a competitor, and she is not going to the 800 meters just to be a participant. She also made one very important promise to her country and her fans. She still wants to run the 4x400 meter relays for the Netherlands. She said she thinks it's possible to combine with the 800 meter, and she loves running for her country. The tactical skills she learns in the 800 might even help her incredible anchor legs in the relay. This event switch is rare for an athlete at the peak of her career, but it's not completely new. Other top 400-meter hurdlers have tried the 800-meter, like Lashinda Demus and Irina Privalova, but none of them had the world-class 400-meter speed that Femke Bol has. On November 2nd, 2025, something special happened in New York City. The greatest marathon runner of all time crossed the finish line of his final big race. He came in 17th place with a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds. The crowd in Central Park went crazy, but this wasn't just any race for Eliud Kipchoge. This was his first time running the New York City Marathon, and he had a very good reason for saving it until now. There are 7 major marathons in the world. They call them the World Marathon Majors. There's Tokyo, Boston, London, Sydney, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. Kipchoge had already won races in 6 of these cities. New York was the only one left. And he waited on purpose because New York is known as one of the slowest and hardest marathon courses. It has lots of hills and turns that make it super tough to run fast times. But Kipchoge didn't care about that anymore. He wanted to complete what they call the 7-Star Award. This special award goes to runners who finish all 7 major marathons. And at 40 years old, Kipchoge finally got his 7th star. Let me tell you who Eliud Kipchoge really is. This man won Olympic gold medals in 2016 and 2020. He held the world record from 2018 to 2023. He has run 4 of the 10 fastest marathon times ever recorded. 6 years ago, he even broke the 2-hour barrier in Vienna, running a marathon in just 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. That's like running more than 26 miles at a pace most people can't even sprint.
Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock. Into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge. Whoa! On his shoulder. 140, the unofficial time.
There's his wife.
People call him the Marathon GOAT, which means the greatest of all time. And they're not wrong. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Right after finishing the New York Marathon, Kipchoge made an announcement that shocked everyone. He said he's going to run 7 marathons on 7 continents over the next 2 years. Yes, you heard that right, 7 different continents. Before the race, he told Olympics.com, "I will run in Antarctica." He said, "I want to take on something extreme that pushes me to my limits." And he means it. Kipchoge even mentioned he wants to run 50 kilometers in Saudi Arabia. That's over 31 miles in one of the hottest places on Earth. This isn't just about running, though. Kipchoge has a bigger mission. He wants to raise money for the Eliud Kipchoge Foundation, which he started in 2020. Kipchoge calls this adventure the Eliud Kipchoge World Tour. It's all part of something bigger he's building called Eliud's Running World. The goal is simple but powerful. He wants to inspire people everywhere to start running and to know they can do amazing things. Now let me take you back to that viral moment in New York that made everyone cry. There was a man named Max McCone watching the race. Max is Kipchoge's biggest fan. As Kipchoge ran past him on the street, someone caught Max on video. He was crying. Not sad tears, but tears of pure emotion and joy. He was watching his hero run in person for the first and last time. The video went crazy on TikTok. Millions of people saw it. Even a Dutch runner named Björn Koreman saw the video and decided to do something special. He wrote a comment saying he would arrange something nice for Max, and he kept his promise. Less than 24 hours later, Max got to meet Kipchoge in person. They met in a hotel room, and Kipchoge had already seen the viral video of Max crying. When Max said to Kipchoge, "No human is limited," which is Kipchoge's famous saying, the legend replied with words that will stick with Max forever.